In. Before I continue, I just wanted to talk a little bit about motivation, meditation, and inspiration. If it's not one of the three, I don't want it. As I was sitting down there doing meditation, I started to realize that a lot of us, we face off against things. There's a lot of things that are going on in our lives. There's a lot of challenges that we're facing off against on a daily basis. And as we're working through those challenges, sometimes it's the things around us that block us the most. It's the things that we're facing off against truly. And, I'm sitting here right now, I'm looking at the utilization of that, the ability inside of ourselves, with the ability inside of who we are. And as we're focusing, as we're putting ourselves in that place, sometimes we have to put the blindfolds on. And so when we're watching horses race, you'll notice that they have blindfolds. And these blindfolds are there to help them to focus. They're there to help them to utilize what they're using inside and utilize their mentality. And so, how are you utilizing yours is the question that I have for you. And a lot of times when we're seeking things outside, we're seeking things from other places, we lose the ability to utilize what we have already. The gifts, our breaths, our mentalities. And as we're looking at it, as we're looking through those kind of challenges, as we're putting ourselves in a place where we're starting to focus, as we're putting ourselves in a place where we're utilizing those kind of challenges within ourselves, it's inside of that place where you focus to that level where within yourself you can start to find positivity. It's inside of that place where you start to find yourself, where you truly start to find that being within you. And when you start doing that, when you start utilizing that part of your vibration, and it's amazing that when challenges start showing up, when things start happening, when the things that you're going through, they start asking you the questions, when you're in a place, in a time within yourself, it's your vibration that ends up mattering the most. It's where you're thinking from. And a lot of the things that we're facing off against, we say to ourselves that we can't overcome them. But it's when we put the blindfolds on, when we truly start to focus, when we truly start to put ourselves in a place where we are putting ourselves in a positive place, where we're not allowing the negativity that's going on around us to stop us, that we find the growth within ourselves. It's when we're utilizing that. It's when we're putting ourselves on a page where our mentality comes first. And so how do you build a foundation and focus? How do you study? How do you put yourself in a place where you start to utilize your gifts, your talents? And that's the answer, that the question to the race of the horses. With those blindfolds on, you can focus straight forward. You can focus on the things that really matter. And so as you're in that race, which this life is a race, it is a place, it's your journey, and it's not versus anybody else. That's the greatest part. It's about the ability to enjoy yourself. It's about the ability to utilize what you have inside. And it's about the ability to believe in yourselves. So how do you focus to that level when the challenges are going on around you? And one of those things is by recognizing those simple things that you have, like your breath, like recognizing the ability inside of yourself, the ability to be calm, the ability to build strength, the ability to focus to the point where you're utilizing what you have inside. And so here we are today. Here we are in this place. Here we are in this time. And all of those times are the same. The difference between time is that it's the one that you're on right now. Because there are always going to be challenges. There's always going to be things that are going to ask you if you can find the positivity in them. They're going to be there. They're going to ask that type of question to ask you if you got what it takes. And it's when you do that the universe shows up and says, here's the way through. Here's the way that you can do this. Here's the way that you can overcome it. And so here we are, okay? And then the second part of the question is, are you able to study? Are you able to become a student in your life? Are you able to spend that time on yourself? Are you able to spend that time in your space, in your being, in your vibration? And so how do we get that kind of energy to flow? And so we're sitting there and we start to recognize that when the knowledge becomes that you can do it, because there's a lot of things people feel like they can't until they overcome it, until they truly go through those kind of challenges and they find a way to overcome them. And you see, here we are at this time, here we are on this day and in this place, and we're breathing and we're putting ourselves into a place of awareness, into a place of being, into a place of purpose, into a place of overcoming the challenges. And the only challenge that we truly face off against is within ourselves. So when we start to embrace this person inside, when we truly start to embrace the person that we are on the inside, that's when you start to grow. And you see, a lot of times it's when we put the blindfolds on and we say, you don't have to worry about if you can do it. Just do the best you can. Focus forward. Focus on the ability for positivity to come out. Focus for the ability to utilize your gifts, your talents. You see, a lot of us have a lot of different gifts, but it's until we focus to that point where that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to choose. And we set aside the things that are not for us. You see, when we're focusing at that level, when we're truly giving ourselves that kind of place, you can be blindfolded and you can overcome the challenge. The handicaps that were put in front of us are not there to stop us, my friends. They're there for you to gain the knowledge, to become the student in your life, to find a way to believe in yourself. Okay, and so here we are today. Here we are in a place, in a time where people are saying, I don't know if I can do this. How do we get past that kind of mentality? I don't know if I can't. I can't do this. No, I will find a way to do this. I will find a way to overcome these challenges. I will find a way to know the person inside, to believe in the person inside, to utilize the breath, the very essence, the very awareness, the very energy fields that exist within. You see, a lot of people, they don't apply it in their day. They don't apply it in their companionships. They don't apply it in their own mentalities. So how are they going to apply it outwards? You just got to start working with it, my friends. You just got to start getting down with a little bit of yourself on a daily. A little bit of a place where you are. A little bit of a place within yourself. And as we're doing that, as we're putting ourselves in a place, in a time where we find who we are on the inside. So you will see you, as you start to find your way through the darkness, as you start to find your way to use the gifts that you have, the talents inside of you will start to show up. And when your mind and your body become connected with you in such a way that your mentality says it's possible, okay? And that is what I'm talking about today. That is what meditation means to me, okay? It means the ability to be within yourself, to be able to go through your grind, to be on the page where you are, all right? It's not about somebody else's page. It's about your own page. It's about you finding a way. And it's like a tunnel. And when you get dropped at the end of this tunnel, it's a dark tunnel. And you got to find a way through the tunnel. You got to find a way to overcome those kind of challenges within yourselves. You hearing what I'm saying? And a lot of us have other people that are pull us along. But it's until you drop yourself in that tunnel, it's till you believe in you, that you won't find that knowledge that you can overcome your challenges. And a lot of us don't do that because of handicaps, okay? Things that are not meant to stop you, but are meant to help you to grow, meant to help you to overcome, meant to help to liberate the mind, to liberate the mentality, to give you a place to see that even with these type of challenges, I can overcome these challenges. And so let's go ahead and start talking about connecting. Let's get this place from this place of reflection of meditation to this place of reflection from discipline. Let's get to the place where our focus and our knowledge becomes centered, where the actual vibration within ourselves has a purpose. You see what I'm saying? When you are doing your things, when you are going on your path, when you are on your journey, when you are giving yourself the place, the space, the mentality within yourself shows up. And so, see, when you do that, when you start to create those kind of ripples, when you start to create that kind of world, when you start to uplift other people and you stop being selfish and start being selfless, when you start to see you as you and you want to recognize the universe, you want to recognize the wealth within the universe, then the universe has the ability to utilize you to uplift other people, to help other people to become greater, to help other people to believe in themselves, to believe in their mentality, to believe that they're worth it too. And as we create a beautiful world, as we start to become inspirations for other people, from being ourselves, from people knowing you for nothing less, nothing more than who you are on the inside, that means giving the best at being who you are. That means giving you the best to the person within who you are. You hear what I'm saying? Then the universe can utilize you. The universe can truly utilize the person who is disciplined, who has a place of discipline. We go to places to learn martial arts, or we go to schools to learn discipline. What about the discipline within oneself? What about the place within you? What about the belief inside of yourself that you're worth it? And so when we start to connect the focus and we connect the knowledge together and we center ourselves, we center our beings, we find the place inside of who we are where we start to believe in who we are. We start to believe in ourselves. We start to believe in our beings. And then we start believing in our vibrations. My friends, when you vibrate of positive thinking, when you vibrate from a place of positivity, when you start to find ways to overcome things with the knowledge that you have inside of you, then the question isn't, am I qualified to be an inspiration? It's when. When will I inspire others? When will I stop being selfish and start utilizing the gifts that I have? When I start to become the best managers, to become the best students, to become the best teachers within oneself. And so as I sat there, as I recognized that the whole world is simple, the whole world is a place within. It is a place on the outside. The being within, the vibration outwards is just a reflection. And I remember a day when I was sitting there, 47 plus days in Lotus, 1 hour a day minimum. And my knees became the size of oranges. And it was because the challenges that I was going on the outside were affecting the inside. What about when the knowledge on the inside overcomes that? What about the 50th day, the 60th day, the 70th day? When you get the opportunity to utilize this universe, my friends, please do so. Please utilize what you have inside. Please utilize your gifts. Please utilize your talents. Please uplift other people from who you are on the inside. Because when you start to become that kind of a blessing, when you start utilizing the Most High that created you, this universe is within you and it's on the outside, and your mind can vibrate in positive ways. Connect your focus, my friends. Connect your knowledge. Center oneself within the being. Find a way to become the student in your life, to know that the teacher within is worth it. That the one inside of you, that knowledge, that process, that inwards breath, that center breath, that outwards breath, that purpose within oneself is worth it. And you see, in meditation, in a place of breath work, we have internal breath work, we have centering breath work, and we have outgoing breath work. And the most important point for me is the way in which you breathe. So are you walking like a blessing? Are you walking like a king? Are you walking like the blessing that your fathers and mothers saw, that you see in yourselves, that you were brought by your Most High? Then see, the blessing from the Father of mankind and from the universe is that you would recognize your journey, that you would recognize your path, that you would find your blessing within yourself. Blessings to all. as always, become an inspiration.